a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We're meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me, we're meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Hello, cousin. I am Uncle Mike, your favorite gamer's favorite uncle. We are here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to do a short IFR flight and went out and found some live weather. And so we are going to take a short flight. But remember, thumbs up because you are amazing, cousin. Also, don't forget, please, go click like because that activates the YouTube algorithm. And with that, let's jump right into it here. Here we are in the TBM 930 in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series S. And we are going to we'll be doing a flight here from Fort Payne, Indiana, up to Cleveland. Because why? Because that's where the weather's at. I've gone ahead and got everything set up. We're at the end of the runway. We've got our clearance. And so let's go ahead and enjoy our flight. I've already got takeoff clearance. So parking brake comes off. And let's start our taxi here. Let's go out here, runway 5. So here we go. Runway 5. Then we've got about an hour flight or something like that over to Cleveland where we'll shoot the instrument approach, the ILS instrument landing system there. Let's go ahead and jump back into the cockpit. So everything is looking good here. As you can see, we do have some bad weather, so we are going to take off. We're going to climb straight to 11,000 feet. That is what air traffic control has given us here. And again, I'm doing a short flight and a short live stream just because I do in real life have an injured back here, so don't want to sit for too terribly long. So here we go. And again, we're looking for runway 5. I see runway 5. We have clearance. Everything is ready to go. Here we go, runway 5. And getting takeoff power set. Takeoff power is set here in the TBM 930. $70 knots. And we'll go and start a rotate. There we go. See positive rate. Gear is coming up. See gear is translating down there. I see the indication. The gear is in transition. We're going to pitch to 140 knots. And gear now is up and stowed. Passing through 130 knots. Flaps, takeoff flaps are coming up. Everything is looking good here. We'll fly runway heading. Yep, let's get that pitch going here. Gonna pitch to 140 knots. We've got that already programmed in.
Daher uniform Mike contact departure on 132.15.
That's us. Go ahead, acknowledge them.
132.15. Daher uniform Mike.
All right, change comms over.
Departure Daher November tree 6 uniform Mike is passing 1,900 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Daher November tree 6 uniform Mike departure altimeter 29.79. Continue to Natty as planned.
All right. We'll go ahead and start our turn. If you want to hear what read what they're saying, that's what they're saying to us. I am still flying the thumbs here. So go ahead and get some stick time, some controller time, I guess is what we ought to call it here in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series S. So that is a dark storm out here. So we're going to go ahead and continue our turn and kind of get on track here for our GPS waypoint. You can see it there in the center display. So we are climbing up. All right, everything is looking good. Oh, we're breaking through the clouds right here. That's cool, man. That's real cool. Pitching a little bit high. So let's go ahead now and turn on the autopilot. We've already got things set for 140 knots. Now we're on heading mode. Now we'll go up here, we'll intercept. It looks like we're just about to intercept, so I'm going to come over here and turn it on to nav mode. And now let the autopilot intercept our GPS waypoint as we climb up here. So yeah, everything is looking real good. I have to say, my back is feeling good here. I was actually resting it in the real world before flying here. Thought I was going to fly at 3, but I really needed to kind of save my back. So I rested it, thanks to Aunt Cindy said, "You sure you don't want to rest your back?" After we did some errands, and it was a little tight. So if I look like I'm moving kind of gingerly, I am moving gingerly here in the cockpit. But everything is looking good. We're climbing up, passing through 6,300 on our way to 11,000. We are continuing to the Natty intercept or intersection as planned. So now we are on autopilot and on waypoint. GPS is looking real nice. We can now go outside the cockpit and take a look around. Yeah, that's some pretty bad weather we've got there. We can go ahead and keep the landing lights on. Might as well just keep them on, especially in this low visibility here. Again, not a long flight. It should take us maybe about an hour, depending on how we get diverted for the approach. It looks like we're probably going to be landing in like runway 6 right into Cleveland. And that should be an ILS approach. I can bring it up over here on Sky Vector if I want to, but I think everything will be programmed in here for us. So, because I went ahead and in Microsoft Flight Simulator picked the approach and picked the waypoints and picked everything else, so everything should be already input into our navigation, into our avionics. So everything is looking good. I'm just going to go ahead and zero the heading bug there, so in case we need to go into heading mode, that we don't go into a turn or anything like that. Looks like we're coming up on Natty over here. We come down here. So there is the Natty intersection. We were cleared direct to Natty.
Daher uniform Mike contact Chicago Center on 127.55.
All right, 127.55. So now is the handoff.
127.55. Daher uniform Mike.
Don't need my sunglasses for the flight now. This is a
Chicago Center Daher November tree 6 uniform Mike is at 9,900 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Daher November tree 6 uniform Mike Chicago Center altimeter 29.78. Continue to twerp as planned.
all right. So pressure's getting a little lower as we're climbing up here. Go ahead and
Chicago Center generic November 946 Charlie Echo is passing flight level 230.
so we'll watch that. If that pressure keeps dropping, we're getting into even worse weather.
Charlie Echo Chicago Center. Continue as planned.
Sorry, stretch it. Nope.
Daher uniform Mike climb.
Oh, flight 250.
250.
right, let's go ahead and acknowledge.
Climb and maintain flight level 250 Daher uniform
All right,
Mike.
25,000 feet, flight level 250. There we go.
Chicago Center Delta 1720 is at flight level 240.
Now we're on flight level change set for 140 knots, so what's going to happen here is the plane's just going to pitch up, maintain 140 knots, and the rate of climb that we get, that's the rate of climb that we get. But it should be no problem for what we want to do. Right now we're looking at 2,750 feet per minute, and again that's 150 knots, so we'll probably end up at about 2,500, something like that, 2,300. So no problem. It's a hell of a rate of climb. Got some storms right here in front of us. But this is the Xbox Series S, and look at the graphics of this weather. That's amazing. Alright, let's just make sure everything is on. Landing stealth is on, nav's on, everything's looking good here that I like. So alright, we are now climbing on up to flight level 250, or 25,000 feet, or roughly about 4 miles up is what we're climbing to. We're passing about 2.5 miles up, passing through 14,000 feet. Once we get above 18,000 feet, we'll go ahead and reset the altimeters to 299.2, which is standard above 18,000 feet. So that way everybody's talking the same altitude language above 18,000 feet. So looking good. There's not much to see out there since we are in this weather. So yeah, it's definitely weather out here. That's what I want.
Daher uniform Mike contact Cleveland Center on 120.45.
Alright, 120.45 for us.
Generic 5 for Yankee contact Chicago Center on 133.9. Good day.
120.45 for Daher uniform Mike.
Alright, let's go ahead and tune to that. Let's talk to him.
Cleveland Center Daher November Tree 6 uniform Mike is at 15,300 feet, climbing flight level 250.
Daher November Tree 6 uniform Mike Cleveland Center altimeter 29.78, continue to twerp as planned.
Just need to twerp. So right there is twerp. So we're just going to come up there, no problems. We can go ahead and zoom out. So there we go. So here is our flight path over to Cleveland. Make a slight right turn, head more east once we get to twerp. We've got a 28 knot tailwind right now, so ground speed right now is 212 knots, even though we're climbing at an indicated 140 knots. So it's going to be a quick flight over to Cleveland once we get up here. Alright, passing through 17,000, or
Cleveland Center Delta
coming up on 17,000 feet here.
Flight level 235, descending 5,400 feet. Delta 1.
So that's one of the things about Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you have it hooked to the internet and all that, is that it picks up the you can do the real-time weather. So this is real-time weather. I actually looked up the actual weather, and there's a big cell system over here between Fort Payne and stuff. So it actually is here. So we're actually flying in real weather. So if there was a hurricane or tornado, something like that, you can actually go pick and fly in that type of weather. That it is real world weather. So that is, you know, think about it, that's pretty amazing right there.
American 1520 contact Cleveland Center on 128.625.
Alright, we're passing through 18,000 feet. Looks like we might have some icing here, so let's go ahead and windshield prop.
128.625 for American 1520.
Go ahead and turn on the light that goes on the wing. See the icing effect on the window? So go ahead and turn on de-icing there. We can now come over here and switch it over to 2992. This one we've got to do manually. This is our backup. So 2992 above 18,000 feet. So there we go.
Daher uniform Mike contact Cleveland Center on 128.625.
All right, another handoff.
Going Going to 128.625 Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
Still got our climb, passing to almost 20,000 feet now. Center's probably going to have us go higher now on this handoff.
Mike is at flight level 195, climbing flight level 250.
Daher November Tree, 6 Uniform Mike Mike Cleveland Center. Continue as
Alright,
planned.
no, we're going as planned. Everything's looking good right now. I'm going to come over here onto Sky Vector. I am just going to go ahead and bring up the instrument approach into Cleveland. Probably going to set, like I said, 6 right is what I'm expecting. That way, in case we just need to bring up the... So I can see how it's bringing us in. Looks like 2,000 feet is the initial approach fix to hit the glide slope. So that's what we'll probably get stepped down here. Everything's looking good. I like it. Not much to see. All these landmarks, that's what those are. That's how here on the Xbox they do that. They put landmarks. Those are all little dots of little landmarks, airports, cities, other things to see, landmarks. So yeah, not much to see. Just yeah, climbing up here. See if we can get above these clouds, but these might be a really bad storms if they go really, really high, up 30, 40,000 feet. So we'll see. I was kind of expecting that maybe we'll get a flight level change up to 30,000 feet, 31,000 feet, and maybe we'll bust up above it. But you can see that we've got a 32 knot tailwind. So once we get up here, we start leveling off. This is going to be some serious ground speed that we will have. Alright, passing through flight level 230, going to 250, so just 2,000 more feet. So just a little over a minute and a half, and then we'll be up there. And then we will start to cruise, but I'm kind of expecting that there might be a flight level change here. Alright, and I'm getting some drop frames again, so I'm going to have to watch this, and I might have to lower maybe my kilobytes per second or something. I'm not really sure what's going on. This seems to be a recurring occurrence for me here on YouTube. So we're going to let it push through and see what happens. I have it set for 4,500. See, there it goes. Now it's excellent condition. So I might drop that down to like 4,000, because right now it's showing that it goes up to even 5,000. But now it's showing excellent condition again. So, or excellent.
Daher Uniform Mike Mike climb.
There it is. There's us.
Level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270 Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
American 1520 contact Indianapolis Center on
Well,
12.
just as we're about to level off, they give us a step change, 2,000 feet, and up we go. So.
Brickyard 5722 contact Indianapolis Center on 128.0.
Hey, what's up, Sensei? Yeah, there's of course, man. Hey, we travel in style here in Uncle Mike Airlines. So I think I've just got to step up to climb. So yeah, let's go back here. You can come back here in the comfy leather. There you go. Huh? Got your own window, even though we're flying in bad weather, so there's nothing to see. But that's actually what I wanted to do. So, but there you go. But for you, come on, we need to go back up here, and you need to be my co-pilot here. So this will be your view, huh? There it is. This is an awesome airplane right here. This TBM 930. I really enjoy it. Oh, it looks like we're busting out of the clouds though. We're going to be VFR on top here. Yeah, so we might, especially if they give us a step up again. That'd be pretty nice if they give us another. So here you go. This is Sensei, this is your view over here, co-pilot. So, yeah, it's been kind of changing gears here to my connection with YouTube. The other night, I just could not get connected. And then last night, it just crashed on me an hour in or 51 minutes in. It just said that it had some bad stuff going on here. And I had an error. Then after about 30 seconds, it looks like it fits itself, says it has an excellent connection. So I think I'm actually going to drop my bit rate down from 4,500 to 4,000. And then for tonight's live stream. So I'm going to, after this, I'm going to go rest my back and have dinner and stuff, and then continue probably live streaming Citizen Sleeper, and then probably start a new game also coming up. I don't know what new game I'll play. I was thinking either 12 Minutes or The Lake or something like that. So not really sure. Not sure if I want kind of like a chill game. You know that I usually like to have 3 games. Flight Sim is kind of like the filler game, so I can play that whenever. So I can always have that, and then I like to have like two other games to make 3 games that I'm kind of always playing. So since I've got Citizen Sleeper and this, and now I don't have a third, so that's why I was kind of like, okay, I need to pick something else. So but yeah, we need to talk. We need to get together, Sensei, because I know that you like hey, what's up, Sensei? You like that kind of stuff, and then the pop-ups, amazing, and stuff like that I have on there. So, and how I do that, but basically is real easy on OBS. I actually make scenes for most things, and so that way I can modify the scene rather than the actual input. So like I have a scene for my webcam, just my webcam, and then I can actually make other scenes for different things that I want to do with the webcam. So that's why there's a scene for webcam zoomed in. That's what, hello, what's up? That's what that is. Where the game doesn't change. The background of the game, so it doesn't change. It looks like it's a zoomed in, ha ha, woo, and all that. And then I've got other ones for just chatting with my room background and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's take a look here how we're doing here since we are just chatting. We are at flight level 270. Everything is looking good. All the instruments look good. Fuel looks good. Everything is looking good. Navigation looks good. Autopilot looks good. Right now, if you look, we are, with our tailwind of 41 knots, we are 339 knots over the ground. We're booking. So, we're indicating 191 knots. Our true airspeed with the temperature and stuff is 300 knots, and our ground speed is 340 knots. You can see that right here. You can also see it on top of the center display right here, ground speed. So we are booking it over to Cleveland. That is where we are heading towards. So, but yeah, Sensei or anybody else watching, oh yeah, we're flying. I'm flying from Fort Payne, Alabama, to Cleveland. The reason being is I just actually went on to, it's called Sky Vector. I actually don't know if this second monitor will work anymore. I don't think no, it's not going to. But I have a scene to show you my second monitor, and I need to get that fixed because I didn't have a second monitor, it broke, so I just got one and I haven't selected the new monitor. But I picked it because I wanted a short flight in weather, so I literally went and looked at real weather, and Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, you can have it choose live weather. And so there was bad weather over here in the Indiana, Ohio Valley, and so I just wanted to fly in bad weather. And so yeah, so we picked from going from Fort Payne, Indiana to Cleveland, Ohio. So Fort Payne International to Cleveland International, which aren't really that big of airports. They're not like Chicago, right, or New York or anything like that. So, but they have instrument landing systems and all that, so that's why I picked it. So, but we're just heading over here. Let's get back over into the Sensei seat. There we go, kind of right here. Look at that, it's all the livery, even says Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, that's us. Uncle Mike. They say uniform Mike, that's the appropriate way, but
1 tree 5.
We know what they're
$1
thinking, though.
uniform,
We know
Mike
what they're
Mike.
thinking. They're thinking, Uncle Mike, who is amazing. All right, let's talk to ATC.
Cleveland Center, Daher, November tree 6 uniform, Mike Mike flight level 270.
Just barely on the top of the clouds.
Dollar November Tree, 6 uniform Mike Mike Cleveland Center. Continue as planned.
All right, continuing as planned. So we can come over here and in our center display, and we can go ahead and make sure, and we can get some turbulence. So there is,
Dollar uniform Mike Mike contact.
right out here,
Cleveland
this
Center
is
127
where we're going to be
decimal
turning inbound into Cleveland. So you can see we're pretty much about halfway to Cleveland. So, all right, let me acknowledge the handoff here.
127 decimal niner.
The
Daher
Xbox
uniform,
does not have
Mike Mike.
VATSIM, where you actually have real gamers playing the air traffic controllers like they do on the PC. So that's why I like to use the ATC in the game. It just adds a level of
Cleveland
immersion.
Center, Daher,
It's not always that
November tree, 6
good,
uniform,
but it
Mike
does
Mike
have
flight
a level of
level
immersion.
270.
Dollar November Tree, 6 uniform Mike Mike Cleveland Center. Continue as planned.
We are 345 knots over the ground. It's about 200 miles or something like that. So according to this, the estimated time en route is only going to be like 9 minutes to the next waypoint. We are booking it here. So another thing about, if you really get creative, kind of like with your overlays and so on, it is pretty, in your imagination too, it is pretty interesting because you can actually, if you wanted to, you could actually like fly an airplane in Microsoft Flight Simulator and like connect it to another game. So if you're playing like a racing game and the race was going to be down in Mexico, like Forza Horizon, right? Or England, right? Forza Horizon 5 and then Forza Horizon 6 or however it is. And so you could literally connect your games, right, by flying to these different places and then playing the racing game or the fighting game or whatever it is, actually in switch games. So thinking like Tomb Raider, you can fly to Thailand or whatever and land in Thailand and then make it seem like they're all interconnected. So I was thinking about taking one of the seaplanes here in the game and flying to a lake in Oregon if I played the indie game The Lake by Whitethorn Games. So I might do that when I switch it. If I pick, I really want to play The Lake. I'm just trying to. Right now I'm playing this, which is obviously very chill, allows us to talk and all this, and it's neat. And you can really get into really study level aircraft if you really want to. But you can just kind of chill and sit back and talk like it's almost a podcast, but you're flying in the background. And of course, the longer flight, the longer time you have to talk. But then I'm also playing Citizen Sleeper, which is really kind of a slow text-based tabletop RPG. And so I'm thinking about maybe another. Maybe I need a game that has a little bit of combat, or at least like a platformer or something. Maybe not a puzzle. I've done quite a couple puzzles now, but maybe some type of little platformer or something like that. I don't know. I have to think about that. But with my back hurting, the chill games just kind of fit into. They just kind of fit into the the theme of how I feel right now. So, all right. So it is an awesome game. All right. Well, that is good to know. Hey, while you guys are here, make sure you go hit that like button, right? I think everybody that comes in, come on, we're all out here. Click that like button. I was just on Sensei's little stream. He was playing Goose something. I can't remember the name of the game, but go click the like button. Gets everything into the YouTube algorithm. I don't know when I made that up. Mighty Goose. Yeah, it looked like a game that I really would never play. So that's why it's fun to watch you play it. So, all right, we gotta acknowledge that. We got a handoff here as we get closer to Cleveland. All right.
1 tree 4 decimal niner. Daher uniform.
There we
Mike
go.
Mike.
Turn over to Cleveland Center.
Cleveland Center, Daher, November tree 6 uniform. Mike Mike flight level 270.
Continue as planned. You can see that we're...
Center, continue as planned.
Now you can see Cleveland here. So we're going to come in.
Cleveland Center,
Then we're going to make a turn to the northeast, intercept the ILS, and away we go into Cleveland. We should get runway 6 right. That should be so. So we can come down here and zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6 left approach via Queen
All right,
Transition.
Delta 2636. Okay.
Daher uniform Mike
Oh,
Mike
they're handing us off again.
on 127.9. Good day.
Remember, we are zipping in here. We are coming in so fast. So, all right, we're going to talk to center, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the overheads.
Daher, November Tree, 6 uniform, Mike Mike flight level 270.
Daher November Tree, 6 uniform Mike Mike Cleveland Center. Continue as planned.
All right, come on now. Oh, it is on. Yeah, okay, we got a little bit better lights here now. All right, we can't see anything out the front, so let's go ahead and zoom in on the dash here so we can see a little bit more what's going on, huh? Let's go ahead and get rid of that text box. That way we can just go ahead and see what's going on. All right, so we're still at flight level 270. We are screaming in here into Cleveland at 347 knots. So that's, you know, that's pushing what, 400 miles an hour? Yeah. Screaming in here in our little high performance turboprop. This airplane really lends itself to flying on the controller. It's high performance, its user interface with all of its buttons, with its touchpad down here that you can, if you need to, that you can. So down here you got touchpad, so you can click on things, bring up our flight plan here, let it load up. It just takes a little bit to load up here. There it is, loaded up. You can scroll down so you can see here's where we're at right now. So we're heading into here. Then eventually we will start to step down. We're going to get a step down here pretty soon, I would imagine. So in altitude. So we'll be listening for that here real soon. Real soon. We should get that coming in here. We never busted out of the clouds, so we're real close to the top though. We probably went up to flight level 300 or flight level 300. We can go as high as flight level 310 or 31,000 feet in this airplane. We would have been probably busted loose. So now it's Cleveland. This is real players, real time, real weather. So all of these airplanes here that you see on the ADS-B here, all these other airplanes, these are either real traffic and or real players. So on Xbox. So that right there in itself is pretty amazing.
Cleveland Center, Brickyard 5650 is at flight level 280, descending 10,000 feet. Brickyard 5650, Cleveland Center, continue as planned.
Oh.
Daher uniform Mike Mike, you are 27 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 15,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6 right approach via RUHSH transition. Cleared to RUHSH.
All right, that's us.
Daher uniform Mike Mike, descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
All right, we're gonna come back.
Daher uniform Mike Mike, descend and maintain
We're coming so
5,000
fast they're just stepping us
not
down
above
constantly.
210 knots.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway
All right,
6
let's zoom in on the
approach via
avionics so I can see it
RUHSH
here.
Transition. Cleared to RUHSH. Daher uniform Mike Mike.
So they want us down to 5,000 feet.
Southwest 1749er contact. Cleveland Center on 1
They want us down to 5,000 feet.
Good day. Daher uniform Mike Mike contact. Cleveland Center on 1 tree for decimal niner. Good day. 1 tree for decimal
We got another
niner,
handoff. Things are getting busy. This
1749er.
is a busy airport for right now. Bad weather.
1 tree 4 decimal niner. Daher uniform.
All right,
Mike
come
Mike.
back almost to idle. Because now what's happening is that the autopilot is going to pitch us over to maintain 180 knots in a descent, which should give us a pretty good descent right here. 1,400, 1,500 feet. So we can go ahead and come back over here and pulling back on the throttle. The reason why we got that warning is because I went to idle, and when you go to idle, the computer thinks that you're going to flight idle for the flare for landing, so then it gives you a landing gear warning. Now we're kind of in the layers now. Look, we can bust it out of the bad weather, so at least we have something to look at now. Oh, we got to tune into this. We got to talk to him.
Cleveland Center Daher, November Tree, 6 Uniform Mike Mike is at flight level 245, descending 5,000 feet.
Daher November Tree, 6 Uniform Mike Mike Cleveland Center, continue to run
All
as
right.
planned.
Everything is looking good here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. We can almost do a real instrument approach here. I'll kind of, so we can still see out the windshield, but now we can actually see the avionics and the instruments much better. So we're descending at 180 knots. Remember, they just did not want us going over 210. So we're slowed down to 180.
Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
Okay, we got to descend down. We got to.
Descend and maintain.
That's the instrument of. So they basically want us to go straight down. So.
United 1716 contact Cleveland Center on 127.9.
We are also then going to go ahead and speed up our descent to 200 knots. Remember we're at flight idle, so as we do this, the autopilot is going to automatically push us over here.
Cleveland Center, generic November 812 Romeo Alpha is at flight level 285, descending 10,000 feet.
All right, we've got to switch over to the localizer.
Mike Mike descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Generic November 812 Romeo Alpha Cleveland Center, continue as planned.
All right, descend and maintain 2,500.
Descend and
We are
maintain
rocketing down here.
2,500 feet, Daher Uniform
We've almost got like our stuff too late.
Daher Uniform Mike Mike, you are 7 miles southwest of Cleveland. Contact Cleveland Tower on 124.5 when inbound on the approach.
All right.
Tower on 124.5, Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
We are so high. I think we're gonna have to. I think probably declare a misapproach here.
Cleveland Tower Daher,
We're 5
November
miles out
Tree,
at
6
17,000
Mike
feet.
Mike,
I don't understand why they stepped us down like that.
ILS runway 6 right approach.
Daher November Tree, 6 Uniform Mike Mike Cleveland Tower.
2984.
29.84 wind 1 tree 8 at 15. Cleared ILS runway 6 right approach.
Cleared ILS runway 6 right approach, Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
All right, we're going to declare a miss. We're already too high, so I'm just going to go ahead and declare a missed approach. See what happens.
Cleveland Tower Daher, November Tree 6 Uniform Mike Mike is going missed.
Daher Uniform Mike Mike contact Cleveland Center on 1 tree 4.9er. Good day.
All right, we're going to do the handoff,
Going to 1 tree.
and then we're going to get vectors.
Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
I'm just going to do. I'm not going to do a publish missed
Cleveland
approach.
Center, Daher, November Tree
We'll get
6
vectors.
Uniform Mike Mike is missed approach at Cleveland.
Daher
Yep.
Uniform Mike Mike, you are 2 miles east. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6 right approach via HICKR transition.
All right,
Cleared to HICKR.
so let's send down to 5,000 now.
Descend and maintain
Keep it at
5,000 feet. Keep speed not above above 210 knots. Expect
And now to
ILS
Hicker.
runway 6 right approach.
Let's see if we can find Hicker here.
Transition clear to HICKR, Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
Daher Uniform Mike contact Cleveland approach on 126.55.
All right. Yeah. Acknowledge the handoff. Where are we at? Still passing through 10,000 feet. I'm still just heading out over the water right now.
126.55 for Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
Okay, I'm going to have them give us vectors because now basically we're kind of like effectively lost.
Uniform Mike Mike is at 10,000 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Daher November Tree 6 Uniform Mike Cleveland approach altimeter 29.84. Continue to HICKR as planned.
All right, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and get request a vector.
Cleveland approach
To
Daher
Hicker.
November Tree 6 Uniform Mike requesting vector to next waypoint.
Daher Uniform
240.
Mike, continue to HICKR turning and following heading 240.
All right, we're on heading mode. Acknowledge that, 240.
Continue to HICKR turning and following heading 240 Daher Uniform Mike Mike.
All right, I am going to come over here now. Ooh, this is getting busy. I wasn't really expecting this. All right, 111.9 is on the nav. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down over here. The nav.
Daher Uniform Mike
All right, 111.9 is already dialed in, so we're good.
Feet generic.
Oh, we're not going to be able to have them in sight. All right, we're leveling off now, almost at 5,000. We don't have them in sight.
Daher Uniform Mike traffic not in sight.
Daher Uniform Mike traffic is 5 o'clock 4 miles at 1,800 feet generic.
Look at this weather, though. We are souped in. I don't have.
Cleveland approach Delta 2636 is missed approach.
Oh,
at
he's going
Cleveland.
miss too. Wow.
Delta 2636, you are 15 miles northeast. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210.
All right, we're gonna hold this view here for a while.
6 left approach via HICKR transition. Cleared to HICKR.
All right, so now, all right, so I now see heading bug. We're on the localizer. Everything is looking.
Climb and maintain 6,000
I'm gonna go ahead and
feet.
try
Expect
to
ILS
put
runway
in.
6 left approach via HICKR transition. Cleared to HICKR Delta 2636.
I'm gonna try to put in Hicker. So this should be HICKR. All right, well there we go. We are now, that is, shows up there direct to Hicker. So now I can come over here and I see Hicker out here, so all right, I think I see what we need to do. This is getting busy. This is some IFR here, and I got a little crazy, need some help there. All right, everything is looking good. Throttle looks good. Everything is looking good. Nice speed over the ground, 200 knots. Like it. There's the airport right there. There's Cleveland. Right out the window. There it is. Looks like there's a airplane back taxiing on runway 6, right? All right, so we are cleared to Hicker. Let's see, procedure, ILS 6 right, and Now we can load that up. Alright, so there is now the instrument is now dialed in. That's one thing I really have to say that I don't know exactly how to do are all these super avionics. So let's go. We still got bad weather. Boy, you can hear that rain coming down. Alright, let's go ahead and just do a little bit of a turn here to the right and get out there toward Hicker. Alright, so everything's looking good here. Haven't had any problems lately with YouTube and OBS talking to each other. Alright, everything is looking good. We can come over here and yeah, that's actually the rain you hear hitting the plane. If I look over, you can actually see it streaming down the window. I mean, that's that is amazing. This is the Xbox Series S. That's amazing. All right. So we're going to fly out here just a little bit further, and then we're going to talk to ATC and see if we can get it direct into
Daher uniform Mike descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Gotcha.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Daher uniform Mike.
Daher uniform Mike descend and maintain 2,900 feet.
Alright, we're descending down 2,900.
Descend and maintain 2,900 feet, Daher uniform Mike.
Oh yeah, it's for anybody who is interested in just knowing more about flying and just wanting to, you know, do some, you know, it's absolutely amazing because it's Google Earth with flying, real airports, real frequencies. It is amazing. So alright, we are descending down here at 200 knots. To 2,900. Alright, coming up on 2,900. We are going to go ahead and start our turn here to start intercepting the localizer, which according to SkyVector, which is a real planning tool here, we need to head 140. So I am heading to 140. That's the thing, if you want to practice real approaches and stuff, this is what it's like. Real weather, it is just absolutely amazing. Alright, dial in some throttle here. There we go, I like it. Alright, we're leveling off now at 2,900. We are now going to intercept the localizer. Then we'll turn to a heading of 080 here in just a little bit. To intercept the localizer, which is our instrument landing system. So watch that green bar here. I'll point it out once we... So I'm going to go ahead and start turning now here. I'm going to turn to 090. Alright, so we're turning 090, which is east. This is the localizer here. So that green bar here is the center line of the runway, so that means that we're left of center line, which makes sense. This little dot right here shows the glide slope, and you can see that we're below glide slope right now, which makes sense because we're way far out for the angle of the glide slope. So I am going to go ahead and press the approach. So now we're on localizer. So now basically what's happening is that the autopilot and the computer are calculating the intercept, but of course because I am so amazing that it already knew that pretty much the angle to intercept, because I have the charts up, and so the plane really didn't make any changes. It's continuing on this heading. So what you're going to see here, if you've never seen this, is there is basically an imaginary line at an angle coming from the center of the runway up at an angle, and left and right is represented by this green bar right here. That's the center line of the runway, and this little dot right here by G, that is the angle that we need to come in. And so right now, the computer and the autopilot are flying at an angle that they're going to intercept that, and then once we're on the angle, the plane will actually then start there, and then once we get close, and I can see the runway out the windshield before we get too low, I'll disengage the autopilot, and I'll land it. And again, because I'm amazing. Not really. No. Not so much.
Uniform Mike descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6 right approach. The HICKR transition clear to HICKR envoy tree 987.
Alright. One's down to 2,500.
Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Daher uniform Mike.
So we are just about to intercept the angle. You can see that that green dot is just about right in the middle here. And we are still intercepted, so there we go.
Daher uniform Mike,
there we go, this is us.
Southwest of Cleveland. Contact Cleveland Tower on 124.5.
Alright, we're talking to Tower now.
Tower on 124.
Oh, I can start to see the runway flashing lights out there in front.
Cleveland Tower Daher, November tree, 6 uniform Mike 6 miles, southwest inbound ILS runway 6 right approach.
Alright.
Brickyard 4765.
Below 178 knots. First notch of flaps coming in.
Daher November tree, 6 uniform Mike Cleveland Tower.
There we go.
Altimeter 29.821078 at 12. Cleared ILS runway 6 right approach. Daher uniform Mike 1078 at 12. Cleared to land runway 6 right.
Alright, runway 6 right. Looks like we're lined up for 6 left.
Brickyard 4765 exit runway when
I think
able.
we've got a step over we've got to do here. Alright, gears coming down. Yep, gears coming down. That is...
Daher uniform Mike
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. Yep, landed.
Cleared to
All right.
land runway 6 right, Daher uniform Mike.
Flaps coming down, autopilot's coming off. Well, this is 6 left. We need to do a side change over here to 6 right.
Brickyard 4765 exit runway when able.
Alright, looking good. Right about 85 knots. Let's right on approach.
Brickyard 4765 contact ground on 121.7.
I am flying it now. Autopilot is off.
121.7 Brickyard 4765.
Flaps 3 green. We're good. I see 6 right. But it had us lined up for 6 left. Flight idle. Flare. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at the center line, look at this. Oh, going to beta.
Daher uniform Mike Mike exit runway when able.
Clean the airplane up. Taxi off. Oh yeah, that was smooth.
Daher uniform Mike Mike contact ground on 121.
Roger that. We'll do the handoff. I'm not going to bore you guys with the taxi.
Going to 121.7 Daher uniform Mike Mike.
Go ahead and tune to ground. We'll come past over here past the hold short markers. Again, you can see I have the taxi ribbon on that actually tells you where to go to taxi. Oh yeah, that was smooth. That was smooth. There's no replay feature. I mean, I could actually replay it, but you can't replay it and change the views like you can on the PC, I think, yet. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go turn on the autopilot. There's gonna be a master caution because I turned on the parking brake. So there we go. So yeah, welcome to Cleveland. That was interesting because at first they stepped us down way too late and we couldn't descend fast enough. We were descending 3,000 feet per minute. I had to do the go around. They brought us back around, and then they had us going on 6 left. The ILS for 6 left, so we had to basically step over. And usually they say that, like, you're cleared runway 6 right, or cleared ILS approach 6 left, step over to 6 right. That's usually the clearance. Because you get down, you use the instruments, you get down low enough. But yeah, that was different. I'm glad that actually happened here in the live stream. It's going to be pretty cool to watch it back, and so to review it. That would be pretty cool to watch. So, all right, let's just jump in here. Let me go ahead and turn down the game sound. Let's just chat here for a bit, and that is yeah. Thanks for joining here. This little flight. Here we've been, less than an hour here, but again, in real life, I still got to torque it back until sitting, and then I can already tell that standing up is going to be a little bit of a jolt. But I'm going to go lay down and relax and all that, then get ready for dinner, and then I will probably put up a live stream for probably more Citizen Sleeper here this evening, maybe about an hour of that, which is a very interesting game. So I really do appreciate all of you showing up. Remember, thumbs up because you are amazing. Also, please click that like button. It activates the algorithm. And also, go out there. Jojoid's Sensei out there too. Go check out him. He is in the stream. Sensei Thoughts, I think, is what. No, actually, I don't remember. You can go ahead and type in if you want Sensei what it actually is. I know you're a gamer. Well, it says Sensei right there. So no, yours says Sensei on YouTube. That's right. That's right. You are something different on Twitter and Xbox. But go find Sensei. Check him out. He's got a great podcast. He also live streams. He was live streaming today his game Mighty Goose, which looked like a neat little kind of almost like an 8-bit kind of 16-bit platformer. Looked pretty cool that he was playing. But go check out him too. Subscribe to him. Subscribe to me because we are both looking to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. So main reason is because we enjoy doing this and it's so much fun, and we love gaming and we love live streaming and all that. But also is because at 1,000 subscribers, YouTube gives us some new features and some existing features. So we would both like to have those features opened up so we could do some more stuff, entertain you more, because right now we're only at 300 and something subscribers, he and I. So you know what I'm saying? It makes us sad. So please subscribe, click that like button, leave a comment, start the conversation, and game on, cousin, because I, your favorite gamer's favorite uncle, I am Uncle Mike. Bye, everybody. See you tonight. Bye. All right. This is the part of the live stream where, it's kind of hot in the room. My ears are sweating. That's nasty. That is so nasty. Woo!